Spoken thought. I decided today to tell you a story that I've been writing about Boy X. Boy X. And the profile of Boy X is his mentality, how he thinks, how he sees things, how he learns, him being fully aware of his trials and what he's going through in life. The unique thing about Boy X is he never got to live like a boy for a very long time, because of his upbringing and how he's brung up and how he viewed it. And he was angry child, and he didn't consider angry, but everybody else around him did. It's really his protection. He was protecting himself, his mother, and his sister Z. And that's what he felt his job was, to protect them, his mother and his sister. His mother had given birth to two other brothers, but they was taken from the hospital and put in pretty much foster care, so he never really got to meet them until he was in his 30s. He told his mother at the age of 13 he would find all his siblings for her. Never yet to get them all in the same room. Just recently, him, Sister Z, and his real brother Timothy, all met for Sister Z's daughter's wedding in Georgia. It was beautiful. But Boy X, it was unique about him, or different, is being aware of his thoughts. He never had a father around his real father. All the men in his life were foster fathers, and 6 of them he could remember. He had 6 foster fathers and 5 foster mothers. And each one of the men were unique. And it wasn't even about them, it's what they brung out in him. He knew how to be the son that they want him to be. He was that pit bull. He was that tough son. He made fathers feel proud on having him as a son, even if they had a real son and they chose to be a foster father, in which most foster kids thinks a foster child having a foster mom or a foster father is foolish, fake, phony. We're angry about it. We want to be home with our real parents, our real mother and father. We don't know why, understand the system, why they taking us and pit us, our mom and dad. Even if we got beat, things terrible happen to us, it's a natural energy to want to be where you come from. For many years, Boy X, he carried around that anger, and he got tired of carrying around anger, and he wasn't living like a boy, he was living like a man, because being aware of yourself, you're no longer a boy. Boys, and you got to understand the stages of life. And this is what Boy X understood. You have your birth stage, and the easiest way to explain it is the manifestation of a butterfly. My caterpillar is me being born as a male child, okay? That defines my sex. The boy in me, the things I learn as a boy, is going to be different than the things I learn as a man. And the things I learned as a man, I couldn't learn them as a boy. I wasn't allowed to, regardless as much as I wanted to. We have people around us that don't allow us to do things, even if we want to, even if we desire to, we crave to, whatever it may be. If it's before our time, I don't care if it's drinking, smoking, sex, that is not what a boy does. That's a young man, But even still, I didn't get treated like a boy. my foster families, you know, all of them wasn't good, regardless if I wanted to be there or not be there. All of them wasn't good. And Boy X had he had a tough time, you know, another man putting his hands on him. It wasn't what he, you know, no person is used to that, you know. You don't touch me. You don't touch Boy X. Boy X was angry about that. And, you know, Boy X was a healthy boy, a strong boy. And like I said, you know, at a very young age, he stopped being a boy and got treated like a man. And you know, if Boy X got treated like a man, you're going to act like a man. You're going to be a man. And there's a difference between a man and a boy. And some of the things that young black males are put through and have to go through and endure, that we don't have the privilege to be protected from, it brings out the man in us quickly. If people don't look at us as an innocent child, an innocent boy, and they treat us as a man, or they sometimes treat you worse than a man. You know, one black man to a white man, you know, it's the privilege. And it is what it is. Not admitting to it, because society don't want to admit to it. And this is what Boy X learned. Who gives a fuck what society feels? Who really cares? Society is nothing but a lie. If you don't go along with the pack, you're an outcast. If you don't do what the pack says do, you're an outcast. Your answer may be different than the packs. The many, the society. Society is a pack. You know, and people are scared to admit to their thoughts. And a lot of times their thoughts don't match everybody else's. And people don't have that courageousness, that courage to stand up for what they truly think. I understand that. You got to admit to that. In any form. If you do, then that what makes you unique. But like everybody else, majority don't. When majority of people will tell you, people do not admit to their thoughts. So you're afraid to admit to your thoughts. You're afraid to be you. And I believe everybody's thoughts come from God, Jesus. Our job is to keep them positive. If you believe your God and Jesus is positive, then you got to choose the best thought that fits that particular situation at that particular time. Period. All the time. You don't got to pray. Praying is nothing but a thought. I've been to 6 different foster homes and a group home and every type of person's belief. I don't believe in religion. Religion is man-made. A Bible is written by man. And man has never written anything good in the Bible for Boy X. And one of my foster fathers was a minister preacher, and we get put on punishment. We had to go and read a book. Cain and Abel and the stuff, and man curse, and you know, the Jews, a lab experiment. Come on. Come on. We are all God's children. God took the seed of a man and the egg of a woman. He bonds it with his spirit. That spirit rises in the womb of a woman, feeding off the flesh of a female, to becoming a human being born on earth. But it's this true celestial birth. The day that God took the seed of a man, the egg of a woman, and bonded with his spirit, that is his conception day. That conception date, that is true birth of an angel. Or a goddess. Be aware that all males are angels. It ain't about being a king. Them are earthbound titles. I'm talking about your celestial title. The title in heaven, what God sees you as, not what man sees you as. If I believe what man sees you as, I'm a large black man that intimidates. I am that Darth Vader of society. Okay, I deserve a knee in my neck. I don't even deserve a mule in my 10 acres. Why would I believe in what man? Because it's painted white. It doesn't make it right. And I know people may think that's prejudice, but it's the truth. Boy X, one of Boy X's nicknames was the truth. I never understood. I always speak my thoughts. I always speak my thoughts. And I thought because of my physical size, I got away with it. I really didn't give a fuck. I'm not going to lie to nobody. I'm a Libra. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. I know God don't give a fuck about what you want, nor Jesus. It's what you desire. When you desire something, it's in your thoughts. It's always in your thoughts. You got to understand your thoughts come from God and Jesus. A whisper from God and Jesus comes in the form of a thought. When you think about that thought, you're having a conversation with Jesus and God. What comes of that conversation is called wisdom. When you learn to speak the wisdom that you receive from God and Jesus, you speak the word of God. Don't speak to a person's physical form. Speak to their living soul. Speak to their living spirit. Their soul is their emotion. Their spirit is their energy. When you learn how to be that motivational speaker, learn how to make a person energized, feel themselves. When you learn how to speak to a person that bring out that emotion, where the fact is they cry because they see the truth, they feel the truth. They're admitting to the truth within themselves, but they got to, if you really believe in that truth, speak it. Speak it. That's accepting the thoughts of God and Jesus, and they hear you. And find the best words to be able to speak that. If I tell you different stages of my boyhood until my young manhood, you'd be amazed the shit that I went through. I don't look at it in a negative way. I learned that foster ain't fake, phony, foolish. I'm a chameleon. I learned how to foster relationships with strange men. As long as they try to treat me like a son. And even had to absorb how them treating me tough and whooping me, spanking me with extension cords and whips and all that nature and whatever they can find at that moment in time, they trying to make me tough. No kid gonna kick my ass in school. Never gave my ass kicked. Trust me. Boy X, no, he never went through it. Never went through it, never allowed himself. I fought 1, 2, 3 at a time. Shit, I'll fight a whole fucking family. Didn't give a fuck. You said the N-word? Oh my God, I learned the mentality, the weak mentality I had, that I let one single word control me. Control me. This is me admitting to the truth. Boo-boo the fool. You say nigger, I will walk 3 streets over, 3 flights of stairs. You didn't even have to say it to me. If I heard you say it, I'm coming to do something to you. That's who I was. Sometimes I fought for the most stupidest reasons. I was everybody else's Superman. Nobody else was mine. Boy X, boy. Even today's society, see, our trials are the things inside our cocoon. The things you learn as a man, you could not learn as a boy, but that is your cocoon stage. The trials you go through. Your tribulations, what you learn in your butterfly stage. The beauty of it. The beauty of all the things you go through. What you go through is different than what everybody else go through. And even if they exactly walk the same path, so you say, so they say, living in the same home, ate the same food, went to the same school, don't mean they learned the same lessons as you. Does not mean they learned the same, they got the same mom and dad as you. Your trials and tribulations, yours and yours alone. See it for yourself and stop trying to relate to people. Understand yourself. Stop living to the false god, man. Admit. Before you can serve God, you got to serve something greater than yourself. I served my mother. I served my sister the best that I could. And any other female that comes in my life, I tell God every day, I believe every female on earth is a goddess. Truly do. Can't stand a woman in them. Can't stand it. Don't want shit to do with it. I run from it. Don't even fuck with it. Got too much man. I'm a true G. I stopped being a boy and a man a long time ago. I'm done with my cocoon stage. I am truly in my tribulations, my gentleman stage. Every man I ever been, don't get it twisted. Still here. The gentlemen know how to bring it. You come at me like a man, I will treat you like a man. You come at me like a woman, I will be that man. You don't want to deal with the man in me. I can honestly tell you, the man in me is a monster. A very immature creature. No intelligence. The gentleman is a beast. Methodical. Whatever I have to be, I will be. God did not like the devil. He kicked him out of heaven. I'll wrap my hands around your throat with quickness. Squeeze until God tell me to let go, because I do not want to die. Don't like being hurt. Don't put your hands on me. Remember that, boy X. Don't put your hands on me. Okay? God gave me a certain fear of death that when the time comes, he'll know. And I'll accept it. I'm cool with it. But until then, I got the fear of death. So I do what I need to do. I am truly a descending angel that's fully aware and walking his manifestation out as a boy, man, gentleman. Only go back through heaven's gate as an angel, a celestial being. But boy X, you want to hear the trials, being aware, understand the true solution to all your problems, not just by saying it. Anybody can say anything. OMG gonna be in the Bible in the next 20 years. Oh my God, it has nothing to do with God. You're also disconnected from God, people, society, mentality. Change your mentality. Understand, a bunch of words put together is the vocabulary. When that person speaks that chosen vocabulary, it will tell you their mentality. I can speak like the hood, damn, well, what's up, whatever the words. I know them trend words, pound, hashtag. I can speak them words. I know them trendy words. I can speak like the trailer park. You got a cousin? Okay, whatever, analogy, trailer park, trash, whatever you want to fucking call it. I can speak like a man, or I can speak like a gentleman. I know how I can project myself, present myself. The question is, how are you going to receive me? Are you going to receive me like a woman? Or are you going to receive me like a lady? Are you going to receive me like a person? Or are you going to receive me less than a person? The words you choose to use with me and your vocabulary towards me will tell me. Not only that, understand what an empath is. Even in a boys group home, I got in trouble for playing mind games. Never understood that. I'm over 16, 15 years old. Mind game. Who the hell would make mind game? I was intimidating. No, you fuck with me, we got issues. One of my foster brothers, Jason, white boy, senior. I love him. In a bikers game, just seen him a couple years ago. Gave him some mad love and told him what he meant to me. We had a run-in. Senior on this football team. I'm a sophomore. Just new back to town. Just left my foster home. Got kicked out because one of my foster brothers, M-Tune, okay, picking on me and I'm picking on him. We fighting. The first time I left my foster, boy X left his foster home, it was terrible. I learned a lot from it, shifting from the country to the city. I learned, a country boy and me, city boys didn't understand. City boys didn't understand. From the age of 8 until I was 16, I'm digging trenches, lakes, waking up every morning, taking care of farm animals, pigs, chicken, geese, cows, horses. You got to understand, you live a different life. Every person you bump into will bring a different person on you. God did not put us on this earth to like one another. He put us on this earth to like ourselves and others. And that every person can bring a different you out. That's why you have a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. It's about a other of you. You understand that. It's deeper than the normal what society says. Go deeper. Stop being a surface creature. Surface is shadow. Shadow. Stop being so damn shadow, people. It's a little bit deeper. Put some faith in it. Understand what you're going through. God learns from us. You're gonna be a database. When you go back up there, your spirit doesn't die, nor do your soul. Your soul can't go through heaven's gate. It can take you up to heaven's gate. Once you confess and download, admit to all your sins, then Jesus trusts you. See, I believe the Son of God, God said, you gave your life for my children, then I give you domain over heaven's gates. You let the children as worthy to come to me, and I'll be their Father in heaven. Until then, they got to come through you, Jesus. We try to bypass Jesus and go to God. If your father and mother put you in charge of a business, don't you expect your employees to answer to you? And the ones that go around you, and God still saying, hey, don't come and talk to me. You got to talk to my son. He gave his life. That's disrespectful. Understand that. Learn the chain of command. I learned that. As a foster child, I have 15 foster brothers. Man, I can't even begin to tell you. Man, my Byron, Irvin, Donnie, Howard, Ronnie, okay, John, Davis, okay, I mean, Larry, Fred, M-Toom, Brian, Maurice, my sisters, 6 foster sisters, my biological sister, my sister Z, that lived with me. At the age of 6, I left for 2 years. And it took me 2 years to get back to her, and I bounced around to 3 different foster homes until a bed opened up in the Garrison's homes where I can go back to. And through that, I learned a lot. Bad adventures.